So I got to thinking about how we're creating videos and how we're communicating. And I realized that everything that I'm doing is exactly like everything else. It's white noise in the midst of all of the social media content that is being created. And every social media manager, instructor, coach tells you the exact same thing. Get a quick hook, get a value proposition, give them a call to action. Well, to be honest with you, I don't think that way. And my power, my superpower is not creating rapid fire videos that capture people's inability to have attention and focus. And so what frustrates me is that my superpower is to connect with a heart. And so what I want to do is create content differently. I want to speak directly through the lens to the business owner that is working desperately every single month, listening to all these high value coaches say, drive top line revenue, create 7, 8, 9-figure businesses. But you're doing that. And at the end of the month, you're still stressed out because you don't have enough money to make payroll. You don't have enough money to take your wife on a vacation or your husband on a vacation. You don't have enough money to make sure that your vendors are paid on time. And you're sitting on your couch, like I know you are, because I own several businesses and I know what it feels like to sit on your couch at the end of the month and say, what happened to all the money? Because a top line focus on business is a shallow focus for a business owner. The real transformative power happens when we can help that high figure producing business actually make a profit. I've said this to people throughout my entire career that the love language of a business is profit. The reason I say that is because a business that is making profit treats you well, romances you, takes you on vacation, buys you nice things, does great things for you. It allows you to let your dreams become reality. A business that produces high revenue doesn't do that without focusing on the profit. So I don't want to make a video that says, here's the hook, here's the value proposition, here's the call to action. What I want to say is, I know exactly where you are. I know where the frustrations are. I know what the problems are. If you read a financial statement, yes, it's a mathematical calculation to get to profit. It's revenue minus your cost of goods sold minus your overhead equals profit. And most of the time it equals a loss, if we're being honest. But what I've been able to do is walk beside business owners and decipher the income statement and find the places that profit is leaking. Find the places that mission is drifting. Find the places where a lack of identity and clarity are allowing you to focus on the most important things. You know, you're probably operating like so many other business owners that say you got to spend money to make money. Well, that is a lie. You got to spend the right money to make money. And if you don't have clarity on your vision, on your mission, and on your purpose, you're spending money on so many different things that's leaking profit out of your company. How we structure vendors, how we're doing bids and estimates, how we're working on the overhead calculation and making sure that we're only spending money on overhead that needs to be spent. There are so many areas of a P&L, profit and loss statement, that I focus on, but it's more than that. It's the psychology of the business owner. How are you approaching your business? How are you investing in your people? How are you touching the lives of your clients? How are you maximizing value? How do you get more wallet share so that you're not spending money building new clients over and over and over again? How do you reach into your client's heart and make them loyal to you and not looking for anybody else? Those are the power plays. Those are the things that make a difference. And so what I've done is I've just created this academy to focus on that. Those are the tactics that are going to allow you to change your life, that are going to allow you to get off the couch at 1 o'clock in the morning with a stress-free life, being able to actually go to bed and sleep. How would you like that? I know what it's like to have those sleepless nights, worried about payroll, worried about making vendor payments, worried about your accounts payable, worried about where new sales are coming from, and are they the right ones? You know, I've worked with a recent business owner and I was talking to, he's a contractor and he's struggling so much with profit. He's putting in between $20,000 and $30,000 a month to keep his business afloat. And I asked him a question. I said, let's talk about your business for a second. How many estimates are you doing? He goes, oh my gosh, I've got so many estimates going out. I could do 30 or 40 in a month. I said, okay, out of 10, how many are you winning? He said 8 or 9. I said, there's a problem. You shouldn't be winning that much business. It means you're too cheap and you're leaking profit at the gross profit level. You see, it's the psychology of business that transforms a business into a profitable state of economy. It isn't necessarily the tactics. You're probably the best contractor in the world. You're the best product maker in the world. You're the best shoe shiner in the world. You're the best guy doing or girl doing what you do. But how you do it, how you think about it, what are the tactics that you're using, what are the strategies, and how do you keep yourself on point month in and month out to end up with profit, that will change your life. Those are the things that I want to talk about. Those are the things that I want to teach you to look at your financial statement differently, to look at your operations differently, to look at your sales strategy differently, to look at your client acquisition strategy differently, to look at your vendors differently, to negotiate your overhead differently. Those things will change your business and whether you're doing $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, or $10 million. Profit is where we need to live, and profit is where we need to focus.